G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, playing in the color orange. As the Chinese, representing my insanity, it is Nothin. And on the north side of the map, playing as the Mongols, in the color purple, it's Wham01. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Lipany. We're here witnessing two players battle it out on the ranked ladder, and I'm confident what we're going to see today is an absolute banger of a game, except for that happening right there. Yes, an absolute banger of a game, a certified banger. I'm tempted to say right now, a certified hood classic is upon us this game. I can feel it, but it's a good matchup. I'm in love with this matchup. I like it a lot. It is a matchup that I love to see. Early aggression come out of China. You know, put the burden back over onto the Mongol player. Get out there, get aggressive, be aggressive, be aggressive. I think it's really important that we try and challenge the Uvu, try and challenge the gold. See if we can find the gold. You can see right now the gold, the Uvu both exposed. So, I mean, this is the perfect opportunity right here. Do not miss this opportunity. Bring your van, bring your trailer, bring your truck, bring everything. Because the Mongol player is exposed. We also see that Nothin actually spots that one out, or at least spots out a little bit right there. Manages to pick up one of the sheep. Also going to be denying the double sheep. These are starting sheep for our Mongol player. And I think Wham spotted this, but just didn't take them. But we see he's doing a little bit of the whoopsie-do as well himself. A little bit of, I'll take some, you'll take some. But before we get any further into this game, a quick word about the Patreon. Are you keen to get better at Age of Empires 4? Are you interested in watching someone else get coached or getting some one-on-one coaching for yourself? If so, check out the Patreon, where you can find dozens of coaching videos where I personally guide players through the process of improvement, with new videos being added every single week. With coaching for all skill levels and for all civilizations, there's something for everyone. Now, when it comes to my credentials, while I might not be the Red Bull Wallalol champion, I'm still a pretty decent skill level, sitting at the Conqueror 3 ranking for 1v1. So if you are interested in some coaching, make sure you check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description. Now let's get back to the action. So this is a pretty interesting matchup. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's quite balanced as well. I think, if anything, it probably favors China throughout the early game, and I know this might seem a little bit weird, but in the late game, I genuinely think the Mongols are better than the Chinese. I've played many games against some pretty decent players, and I feel like I kind of excel in the late game. That's kind of, I guess I'm similar to Beastie in that regard. Like, the longer the game goes, the more comfortable I feel. Like, you've got the high APM in that late game that just gets really comfortable. And I say that as like a Speed 3 player compared to the Speed 5 player. But that's a Red Bull Wallalol meme. But we do see early barracks coming out here. I'll be honest, not a big fan of this opening. Just the main issue that Nothin's going to have right now is that he's going to make 2 spearmen and he's going to need to drop another house down. So had he gone for a village opening, I'd be in a different spot. I would be saying, wow, isn't this a beautiful opening? But not the case, not the case. But yeah, I do genuinely think the longer the game goes, the better it gets for Mongols. And there's one reason and one reason only. And that is improved roller shutter triggers. Roller shutter triggers increases the range of springalds from 10 to 12. But improved roller shutter triggers takes that 12 and gives it an additional 13. Or not an additional 13, an additional 1 for a maximum of 13 range. You might not think that that's a big deal, but when you start talking about these super late fights where, you know, there's 6, 7, 8 springalds, that extra 1 bit of range getting off your shot before your enemy does means 100% like completely different outcomes for fights. But let's take a little bit of a look over on Wham's side of the map, see what he's up to as, of course, as all good Mongol players begin to do, he moves out towards his enemy's base. Now, one of the things I'd love to see from Wham is just an outpost right here. The likelihood, so I don't think he's actually spotted out the aggressive nature of the Chinese opening here. Of course, we know about it because we've got God vision. We're the casters. We are the viewers. We are I was going to say omnipotent, but I don't think that's it. I don't think we're omnipresent either, but we have omnivision. Let's go with that one. We're pretty safe with that one. We can see everything. And so I'd be tempted, like, you know what? An outpost here is actually pretty decent. It covers the gold. It covers the Uvu. You're not going to be threatened at all. But interestingly for Nothin, he doesn't actually look to push out. One of the things I love to do as China is just push out. Just go and give it to him. Now, one of the things to note is he doesn't actually have the barracks very close to the mill. Now, I love doing that. I always love to put my barracks close to the mill. You guys might have seen it before as we begin to talk about this little opening shenanigan that we've got here, but you can supervise both the mill and the barracks at the same time. It's a little bit crazy to do it, but we do have a bit of Dark Age micro coming in. Second game in a row of casting where we're getting to see some Dark Age spear on spear action. You got to be careful there, little scout. Don't get yourself too ahead of yourself. Beautiful micro coming in from Zertin, picking off double spear right there. Also looks like one spear is going to be going down from Zertin himself, though. So we do see slowly and steadily these guys taking out units. But it's going to climb, and it's going to climb quickly. Interestingly, how much does it... It costs 80, right? So where does the value come from here? We lost 50 resources. Did he cancel a villager? Is that what's happened? Look at the micro that's coming out. I don't know how he's done it, but it looks like Wham's managed to pull ahead. He's just taken out a whole bunch more. Look, you can see right there, destroyed value. 450 versus the 320. That's a big difference, and he loses another one. So up to 530. So already some big advantages going over to Wham. And not only that, but Wham also aging up. And of course, it is with the Silver Tree. I'm starting to feel like more and more we are moving towards a game state where people are just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to flex my trade a little bit. You know, it's a flex, right? Like, you don't have to do it, but at the same time, it's always there. You always got to be scouting for it, and if you don't scout for it for 5 minutes and he starts trading and you're like, oh my lord, there's 47 traders. How am I going to deal with this? Well, it's too late, John. It's too late. You should have scouted it. Or you should have shut down the outpost or the trading posts. That's the other thing. I mean, you can always look for a nice little wall. You know, wall across the side here, wall across the front, maybe wall that in. Guess your other alternative is just wall in the trading post itself. You got to make sure you wall in both. I did actually see a player. I remember casting the game where they put a house down on the trading post. I like that. It's kind of just like a permanent scout that you've got. Age up now coming through for certain. Nice little position he's got here. I would have loved this to have hit the lumber camp, but doesn't. Instead, it's going to be out towards over. There's a lot of space over here, but just not a lot of space over here. So yeah, I'm not sure how new China is, or Zertin is to China. I don't know how familiar he is with this civilization. Obviously, an incredibly good player. I mean, he is part of My Insanity, which is a top clan, I think they're called clans. I think it's based in Europe. I'm gonna hazard a guess right there, but yeah, a top European clan. So they're pretty good. They're pretty decent, and so is he. And Wham, obviously, you guys will be familiar with him from Red Bull Walla Lol. Archery range coming down as well. So we potentially have a little bit of Chukunu coming out today. I would suspect so, with a Barbican of the Sun being thrown down that quickly. 6 villagers thrown down on the Barbican at the moment. And does he look for a second town center? That's going to be the main question here. At least that's my main question, because I'll be honest, playing like up against trade, and look, Silver Tree is moving to the corner. It's scary. It's real scary playing up against trade like this. No. Take it back. You can't be getting up there. There's no way that's legal. Get back down. That is so silly. How is that allowed? How is that allowed? Trees, you got to make a decision. Either you block off this hole or you don't block it off at all. That is it. But anyway, Silver Tree, it's in position. He doesn't move it all the way to the corner. I think he's... See, the consequence of him moving it all the way to the corner is... See, he's still going to have to come around this tree line. We do see Spearman moving towards the main base. Chukunu is out. Outpost denied. Not sure what happened to that villager. We do see there's one villager kill, so it did actually go down. Is he moving out another one? He is. He's moving out another 2. No, that's an archer. That's a villager. Those are archers. We got another archer, another villager coming down. But keep in mind, Zertin's got plenty of vision over here. I suspect Wham knows this as well. So is this kind of like, hey, bring it on sort of thing? But even if it is, the Khan's not here. Khan's over here. Khan's looking for this villager, and he's going to find him as well. 14 health, 11 health. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. But it's not for the trees. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Cute little micro coming in right here. He needs to bring something down here. Chukunu on the way. And that outpost is going up. He's putting up a challenge right here. And this is a strong outpost, right? Because you put this Barbican down, you're like, yeah, this is kind of good. I'm defending my berries, I'm defending my deer, I'm also defending these berries here. But then at the same time, it's like, well, this outpost denies the deer, denies the berries, and can be used to leapfrog down onto the berries down on the south side. So realistically, you kind of want to deny this, right? This is very, very important. You want to get your Chukunu in there ASAP, and we do see Wham moving out, or rather Zertin moving out for it, and we also see a mining camp coming down. Now, keep in mind, Wham actually looking to begin aging up. Let's see if he's going to be able to take the villager out. We'll right on board with him. He spots the units coming in. Villager moves back immediately. He knows what is up. He knows how to do this. He's been to this rodeo before. Let's just say that much. That basically, you know, like not his first rodeo. That's what I'm saying here. But tries to get up the outpost. Still the Chukunu too strong. He's going to have to cancel. I don't think he gets this up. The Chukunu coming out. Yeah, he realizes he's going to have to fall back. You might want to cancel this outpost. You know what? You can probably leave it up for a while there and at least leave the Chukunu back here, because you got the age up coming in behind. We do see the step out coming in. And I'm starting to understand a bit more why people are going for the step out, right? Like, I often say, like, just go for the Kurultai. If you're going to trade, go for the Kurultai. Khan goes down. Outpost gets cancelled. If you're going to trade, go for the Kurultai. But you're not trading. You're not trading. You don't care about trading. I mean, you're trading. Wham is trading. Technically, legally, he's trading, which is the best type of correct, you know, if you're technically correct. But it's still, it's only 3 traders. I mean, it's a nice little bonus that he's got going for himself. And they are cheaper. Only costing 30 gold. You know what? I'd love to see some sort of ludicrous Mongol strategy where players look to get double broad axe early and just actually make a lot of traders. Okay, we're going to have to watch somebody else because we can't look at Wham, that's for sure. Archer's going to be able to come forward. Begins pushing back a villager. Not going to be able to find it, though. Trying his best, but just throwing away these archers. But, I mean, to be honest, you can probably afford to do that, right? Archers aren't really a whole lot of use here. Outpost in the center of the map going to be coming up now for Wham. Castle Age is reached. Song Dynasty has been achieved for Zertin, and so is the Castle Age for Wham. So both of these players looking to boost their economies in different ways. Obviously, Zertin going to be creating more villages. Wham just going to be having more efficient villages. He's got 13 villages out here, dropping off 50% more food. So give him a plus 6 vills to that. 39. Make it 45. And expect to see. I think that was a market, and he was looking for a potential purchase into Monastery. But we'll have to wait and see. Keep in mind, that's the most common play that we do see Mongols go for. I would suspect in this matchup, he goes for market, into Monastery, into purchasing enough wood for a second town center, and also trading behind this. But obviously, trade not super duper important. It's just kind of nice having it there as a bit of an option. I'm going to switch off. Beautiful timing on that one, Drogo. Take it out, take it out, take it out, Zertin, before I... All right, we can switch back to his perspective now. You see the little eye over here. This will tell you who we're actually spectating at a time, and I'm always very cautious to make sure that we don't actually get triggered by any of those wolves, because they are quite loud. And speaking of quite loud, where is my music? Normally at this point, the music is loud, it's pumping. Is that it? Was that the music that I just heard? I thought I heard something. Anyway, it is 2 TCs coming in for Zertin. No real surprise there, so... This is the equivalent of 3 town centers. Keep that in mind. And now he's got a bit of an awkward spot. Normally, the way I like to play this position that he's in, supervise out the barracks, look for an upgrade, because you're going to have lancers incoming, right? The problem is, if the Mongol player goes for men-at-arms, you're going to be in an even worse spot, because you can't really deal with that. So you're going to kind of supervise out enough spearmen that you don't die to the lancers, because the Mongol player will normally go for at least 1 stable, get the double output going through the Uvu. And that's about it. And you kind of need enough spearmen not to lose your Chukunu, because the Chukunu are just going to do nothing to the Lancers, as we can see. Barely even scratching them. Keep in mind, the Lancers have got +1. So that gives them 5 armor. Chukunu only does 4 damage. And you know what? Honestly, if Zertin doesn't get +1 here, I actually rate this. I think this is 100% legit. And I think this is probably something you're going to start seeing at the top levels, where Chinese players won't actually go for +1 against fast castles. Because there's no point, right? Like, I'm just investing resources in a technology that does literally nothing for me. I have 4 damage. Going to 5 doesn't change the fact that I'm still going to deal 1 damage to you. So it's actually big brain. I like it. And we can see that Wham is going for +2. Like, what does +2 do for you, Wham? You didn't even need +1 against the Chukunu. It's always nice to have +2, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing it out. Looks like Yam Network going to be coming through as well. Uvu gets depleted. He'll be moving on to greener pastures, potentially. Looks like this wolf is still out here, causing havoc. An astronomical clock tower now going to be coming down for Zertin. I feel like Wham's making a bit of a mistake. To me, I find it very curious that he never really went in with his lancers. Like, the big thing, the big power spike that Mongols have got, you start looking for avenues to hit all of those Chinese villas, but Zertin doing a decent job of walling up. And I love the way he's walling hard, right? I call this hard walling. You're walling from a hard surface, the edge of the map, all the way to a hard surface. You're not going to get chopped through on this. And very easily, he could have been like, yeah, I'm going to wall here, I'm going to wall here, and I'm going to wall here. And I'm going to be a happy camper. And it's like, well, you're not going to be a happy camper for long. It might cost you less in the short term, but in the long term, a villager comes up, chops down that wall, and now you're crying because 14 villagers just died while you were looking in the other direction. Speaking of other direction right now, looks like these lancers are going to be heading in the other direction. Falling back away from this position. Expect the outpost to be focusing down the spearman. He's focusing on the Chukunu at the moment. Is he shift clicking the Chukunu? That is a mistake. Spearman numbers, not terrible. He can still look to take this. He actually gets the veterancy upgrade. Perfect timing on that. He must have supervised that bad boy out. Wonderful job right there by Zerton to supervise the veterancy upgrade out at the perfect time. The same time towards the front, we do see, it looks like it's going to be a crossbow mix coming in with some men-at-arms. Beautiful timing on that veterancy upgrade. I can't believe how well that was timed. Extra bit of health, extra bit of damage, and a lot more damage against cavalry. So super smart move from him there. 597 tax ready to collect. That's a lot of gold to potentially put in the bank. We do see the first of the Springwood emplacements on the front of the base has come through now. We see this one over on the side. Chills out. Do we see a potential clock tower coming out? Perhaps. Perhaps. Always going to be an option for him. Let's take a look at the upgrades, get an idea. Horticulture, it's through. Got double broadaxe on the way. Wheelbarrow's through. Over on the other side, wheelbarrow, horticulture as well. Looks like, is that improved siege engineering? It is indeed. Improved siege engineering. A typical opening here for the Mongols. And I like the way that Wham's playing this. Not a huge amount of traders. Only 10. But still, it's 10 traders, right? Like, that is decent. That is more than decent. Like, if you are yet to finish off your Christmas list, make sure you write down a couple traders there for Santa, because, you know, it is one of those hot commodities come this Christmas season. But speaking of hot commodities, we got a second town center coming in as well. Expensive, but still very, very hot. Outpost goes down. Zerton looking to clear it out. And now Zerton looking to pick up +2. Going to maintain a little bit of a presence of Chukunu, but not getting an upgrade for them. So I suspect that's going to be mainly focused on the crossbowman that he's got in here as well. Now, I always try and steer clear of going up against men-at-arms with palace guards. I'm just not a fan of it. And we can see that he's got only a single palace guard out at the moment, and that's definitely the right choice. A palace guard, I mean, it's a beautiful unit, don't get me wrong. I love it. I love a good palace guard spam, like any Chinese player does. But the extra armor, even that just one armor, means the trades are so much better for the men-at-arms. It really makes a difference. You know, when you're talking 1 damage difference between 12 and 11, it might not seem like a lot, but it starts to add up when you've got 20, 30 of those units, because every swing now, you're going to be 30 damage behind your enemy. And that starts to build very quickly. But nice little push coming out from Zerton. Gonna deny Wham this trade. Takes out 2 of them. It's gonna put him back down in the single digits for the moment. Continues moving up towards that north side. Did he try and get through there and realize, oh, that's actually cut off. You know what would be a pro gamer move? An actual gamer move is chopping this tree down for Wham. If you chop that tree down, because then they might actually go through the back. It's always hard to know whether they actually would or not. Supervising like a madman now. Not a whole lot of production back in the base. Only 4 production facilities. It's going to be in a bit of a tough spot, though. Mangonel out. Going to be raining upon this parade. With stones the size of boulders. I mean, I guess technically stones are boulders. Boulders are stones. So stones the size of boulders is kind of like saying, and it looks like he's got some fruit the size of strawberries. It's like, well, the strawberries are fruit. So you... I mean, he's got some strawberries. Just say it like that. He's got some boulders. I'm coaching myself while I'm casting. Oh, jeez. All right, well, it looks like the wall's still yet to get up. We might have a nice little timing coming through on the bottom side. Villagers stalling out. He's got the last post yet to go, and he's going to allow it through. It's a terrible outcome here, but he does manage to get it up in the end. 24 health left on that Lancer. Not a huge amount. Khan going to be locked inside, but it's going to be more than enough to harass these villagers, and he's got a lot of low health villagers in here. More vills going down. Attacks over on the west side. Those outposts slowly building up, and we hear the relic gets picked up. Wallalol not going to be coming out just yet. I don't even think you can Wallalol the Khan. It's not going to matter. Spearman out here. Also got the crossbowman. He's trying to find a way to get out of here, but unfortunately, I think he's completely walled in. Front is walled in. Right side is walled in completely. And of course, that side over on the left. All but done. He's also walled out on the back side of the base, so he's going to try and make a run for it, but unfortunately, it's not going to matter. The Khan goes down once again this game. Relic picked up here. Single relic remaining on the map. I say a single relic remaining on the map. Talking about this one, because this one's about to get picked up. Actually got... There's no way. There's no way Zerton has picked up 3 relics? Wait, what? Where did you... Oh my lord. I got Mariah Carey in my head right now, because Santa needs to tell me how the hell you got 3 relics. What's a guy like you doing in a place like this? Wow. You're playing up against a Mongol. Did he just not... He never added the market? Did he just not add the market? But he's got the town center. He had to add the market. Where's the market? I mean, I know that there's a prayer tent right here. It's just so late. It's so late. I'm used to people buying the wood from their market, for their prayer tent, then for their town center. And it just... Was it just that delayed, or was he going for sacred sites, or what was it? What's the big holdup? He's actually got 3 relics. It's not a bug. It's not a UI bug. But is it going to matter? That's the real question. So we got a bit of a defense coming through. Large crossbow mass, something we do typically see out of the Mongols. One of the reasons why crossbows are so good for the Mongols is because they can make their siege on the front line. So if they need anything in a pinch, it's going to be super easy for them. And you can see falls back, realizing that the Springolds are going to be a little bit troublesome here. Very smart move from him to do that. But in addition to that, they're also going to be very good because of the Yam network. Another great bonus that increases their movement speed up to 1.29. Allows them to kite a lot more effectively. That is going to be that last relic getting picked up in the north side of the map. Sacred sites are getting taken, though. I feel like this is probably an easy sacred site to contest. The fact your enemy has no walls. You're going to have the low ground advantage. I guess probably you could just push over here on the right side as well. There's a lot of avenues here that Zertan's going to be able to take to push. Definitely one keep right next to this sacred site is going to make it very hard for Wham to try and take it back. And Yukon rises like a phoenix from the dead. There he is. And all sacred sites have now been taken. I wish I could get that message off my screen, but as you guys know... Wait, just wait. That's round 1. Round 2 is about to come through. At least it should. Where's round 2? Nice little keep coming up towards the north side. Zertan doing decently. Sacred site still holding out. But it looks like the Palace Guard will go down. At the same time on the front side, we got veteran spearmen in here with the crossbowmen. Numbers looking pretty solid for both of these players. Probably going to be another hold on the center. With the keep up, the trade is dead, or at least for now. The other one's walled off. No chance of coming through on that backside. So all those traders going to be going... All those traders, yeah. Watch out, those 4 traders. And speaking of going somewhere, we're going to the Imperial Age, ladies and gentlemen. The White Stupa coming down with a whole lot of villagers here. What's the ETA on this bad boy? 4 minutes and 10 seconds. I'll see you guys in 4 minutes and 10 seconds. It's really, like, this is a slow grind. I might have accidentally loaded up a Bronze League level replay. I've seen them do this before. I've seen multiple people go up with a single villager. Is there a reason that he's doing this? Can we actually think of a reason that he's doing this? Why would you want to delay your imp? Because he's clicked up to it, right? And he's clearly got the villagers for it. Like, this is 100% intentional. Why, though? And that's the big question. Why? You know what it is? I think I know what it is. He's going imp, and he's... Okay. Anyway, over on the east side of... I love it how I'm literally like, I know what it is. I know the reason why he's going imp so slowly, and within seconds, within milliseconds. So my theory was, okay, when you hit imp, right, your enemy is triggered straight away, right? Because they're like, oh my god, he's imp. I need to push him before he gets his upgrades in. But if you don't have your upgrades coming in, you're going to get pushed. And it's a bad time for you to fight. Like, you want to have your upgrades coming in. So I felt like maybe he's saving for his upgrades. And you can see he's got lots of res in the bank now. But he's... there's improved roller shot triggers is coming through for Wham. We did talk about that a bit earlier. As I said, the longer this game goes, the better it will get for Wham, as long as he picks up improved roller shutter triggers. He's going to start off with just roller shutter triggers, which is obviously the right move. But improved roller triggers is going to be a big factor. And we do see elite crossbowman coming in now for Zertan. Looks like he's supervising this one in as well. Another 20 seconds to go. He's not supervising that. That's just slowly coming in. But we do have elite crossbowman on the other side. 35 seconds. It could make a big difference here. Nesta B's got to be careful. Springled's moving forward. Managed to get a shot in on the clock tower, but not taking out a huge amount. Uvu gets depleted in the middle of the fight. He's going to have to fall back towards what hopefully is a mangonel. It's not. It's that improved roller shutter triggers once again. Or rather, just the roller shutter triggers. He should be able to pick it up, actually, very, very soon. But now the crossbow holding in. Roller shutter triggers comes through. Any second, there it is. It's going to give him plenty more range. He's able to focus down all the enemy Springolds. And that slight little difference in attack speed is going to be what he needs to be taking those more efficient trades. And he walks away from the fight with 3 Springolds compared to his opponent, who's got none. He holds on as well. Elite crossbowman up against elite crossbows. Palace guards coming out. Question mark. Your enemy's making 100% crossbows, and you're like, I'll make palace guards. That'll work. I don't know, Zertan. Something tells me it won't. Maybe some men who ride horses might do it. Keeping the north remains up for the moment. And there it comes. That's what we're looking for. Improved roller shutter triggers. This single upgrade is what takes Mongols to the next level in the late game. And now we can see the power of the Palace Guards. He comes in, he's looking to hit that Mangonel. Focusing it down. He knows that he can't do it with the Springalds anymore. So he's going to change the way he plays. But look at this, the Mangonel. Oh, it's a big shot. Oh, it's a big shot right there coming out for him. Springalds now looking to fire down upon the infantry units. Mangonel, he wants a shot. He's looking. He's having a look. He's not going to find it, though. Does not find it at all. Khan back out on the field. Good to see you. Welcome back, Khan. 450 health. That's a lot to go through, isn't it? Sacred sites. All captured for the moment. Still not yet neutralized. Sitting at 6 minutes 30. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Incendiary arrows coming through. Looks like we've got... Is this the stone upgrade? Yeah, stone commerce coming through. Having 9 or more active traders causes them to supply 10% stone to their trades. There you go. The more you know. That's going to be coming in. Also got Tithe Barns. Sorry, Piety. Also got Elite Spearmen. Just kidding. That's Elite Horsemen. That's Veteran Horsemen. 0 for 3 this game. Keep going to be going up. You can see he was actually going for the outpost. When you see a Chinese player with this many villagers putting down a keep like this, just don't bother. Don't bother. There's nothing you can do. Genuinely, there's nothing you can do. You can't make an outpost. You're not going to kill these villagers. It's theirs. It's theirs. You got to start thinking, you know, okay, what's next for me as a player going up against China? Like that's pretty much it. And you can see he's evacuated the gold mine. I mean, not all of these vills have got 15, so he's obviously spotted this one out. And it looks like the step out gonna get caught out here. Now, the wise thing to do in this position for Zerton would be to siege down this outpost immediately before any emplacements come through, because there could be a cannon emplacement on the way right now. There's not. Now, we know that, but there could be. And that's what you got to be so scared of. Towards the north, a little bit of stone wall action coming in. Villagers just being extra annoying, and it looks like the villagers here are just... I don't like their chances. Just drop the outpost right here, Wham. Just drop it, just so he can't restrict you. That's the main goal. That's the main goal. Sacred Victory still approaching. 5 minutes to go. Trebuchet's out. Looks like this wall's going to get up. I don't know what this wall is designed to do. I don't know. I like that the wolf is still attacking him the whole time. He's got bigger fish to fry, little wolf. Palace Guards over on that west side. Could be moving in at any moment. Upgrades are pretty decent. He's got +3 ranged armor. And he does indeed siege down that outpost. Doing the right thing there. Stonewall Tower? Stonewall Tower? Excuse me, Zerton. Excuse me, Zerton. This is a high-level game. We don't make Stonewall Towers, sir. These are banned in tournaments, sir. You have made a grave mistake. You have upset the Drongo. You've probably upset Wham. I'm surprised that we don't actually hear, you know, Wham just remarking like, can't believe you'd even try. How dare you? How dare you? In a high-level ranked game. So just for anybody wondering, there's a bit of a gentleman's agreement that that people play by tournament rules. So that's like no stone walls in feudal, no stone wall towers. So that's normally why. So I'm not sure exactly what Zerton was doing, but it was a cute effort. Palace Guards look like they have come in now, over from that west side, but a little bit of a push on the front. We've also got the veteran horsemen that's come through, elite horsemen yet to make their way through to the front line just yet. It's going to need some time, but we do see that Mangonel moving forward, and this is what makes the Mongols so powerful in this late game position, because China can't make siege. The only siege that they can make right now are the trebuchets. That's it. Because trebuchets have got a range long enough where you can kind of not have to worry about Springalds. You still have to worry about Springalds, but it's a lot less than something like the Bombard or the Nest of Bees. And that gives the Mongols the ability to make mangoes, to make bombards. And we can see, look at this. Look at the number of race cars he's got out here. All these Springalds with that extra range, 13 range. And this is just the consequence, right? Like Zerton just knows, I can't make siege. I just can't make siege. And I think that's really the power of the Mongols in the late game, is that they force other civs to not be able to make siege. You've got to work around their siege. And how do you do that? I mean, Horseman would be a great option right now for Zerton. And he's got the perfect economy for it. In fact, look at the economy he's got. He's got 140 vills, 33 idle. Just dropped down a whole bunch of stables. That's exactly what he's doing. He's going for stables. So I'd love a little change. And we do see the Sacred Site was actually neutralized over here on the east side. So he's absolutely fine at this point. But definitely, the way I think about it, and once again, failing to take down the outpost here before the emplacement comes through. Once that cannon emplacement comes in, these vills are roasted. These guys are toasted. These guys are going to be boasting about the roast that they toasted to, because they got hosted. I'm channeling my inner my inner Ned Flanders right now. A toast to the host who can boast the most roast. Yeah, it was a good episode. I like that one. But villagers decide, instead of the outpost, we're just going to secure up this wall once again. Bit of a raid coming in on that south side. Horsemen just doing their thing. Villagers falling back. Villagers everywhere. All sacred sites get captured. But speaking of sacred sites, that ain't sacred right there. That is dead villagers. Beautiful splits coming in from Zerton, though. He knows he done goofed right there. Sacred victory once again approaching. More vills going down. You can see that they were all stacked up on top of each other, fortunately surviving. And now that Treb going to be called to action on that front line. It's going to be too late, though. The outpost going to be able to take out the Imperial official, and unfortunately, Imperial official going to be doing what he does best. Saying goodnight to all the princes out there that were sweet towards him. Palace guards once again coming in on this backside. Don't tell me you actually got that stone outpost out. That stone outpost? What's it called? The stone wall? I don't know what it's called. We so rarely see them. I don't even really get to click on them that much. So good gold control at this point. This is always a big factor in when it comes to these later games, right? You need to maintain control of the gold. You control the game, control the gold, control the world. That's what it's all about. Beautiful run-bys coming out from Zerton. You know, I mentioned earlier, I don't like Palace guards fighting up against men-at-arms. But if you're not fighting the men-at-arms, it's fine. Big siege ball coming out right now for Wham. Look how fast these units move as well. I think he might even have the improved movement speed, or the improved greased axles coming out. Incendiary arrows about to come through. Also looking for precision crossbreeding. A couple of shamans in here. Mango shot hits the back line. Elite crossbowman going to be able to push back for the moment. I'd love to see the Palace guards move back up onto the Springalds, onto all these high priority units. But it looks like he's just going to sack all of the crossbows, let them die. Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. He's moving past. Town center's gone down. Zerton doing a decent job of forcing his opponent into a tougher position. 114 economic units out for him at the moment. Still trading, though. Wham is trading. 146 gold coming in right there for him. Remember, they do go a little bit faster than normal traders. So you can expect a slightly higher return. And all of the Springalds going to be going down. So Zerton doing a really decent job here on recognizing that my enemy has put too many resources into Springalds. They had Springald superiority, but they had no way to deal with all my Palace guards. I mean, they did. They had all the crossbows, but it didn't matter. You had so many units, they pushed in too far. They just didn't have enough outposts. Had Wham pushed with outposts here, with cannon emplacements, it'd be a different story. Now, obviously, he doesn't have the stone for it. But that's the way I envision it. He wants to try and build that trench that we so commonly see Mongol players go for. Just action all around this map right now. Zerton doing a really decent job, and you can see Wham starting to struggle now. 117 population versus 132 on the economic side. When it comes to the military side, look at that. 28 versus 69. That is not nice at all. There's a big difference. And now we've got the Fire Lancers coming through. This is starting to look over. You know, I was talking a little bit earlier about the fact that when it comes to this matchup in the late game, that it feels Mongol favored. But now I might have to head back to the drawing board, because the way that Wham is playing at the moment, I mean, he's playing out of his mind, but Zerton obviously doing a better job, at least at the moment. And look at the score is reflecting that, up 1,500 points. And more units continuing to trickle into the base. Springalds going to be the only line of defense that are here, with the exception of a cannon outpost. A cannon emplacement in an outpost. Now another horseman raid coming through. Is there a way in? There might be a way in over here. Oh, there's definitely a way in over there. This is walled off, that's the question. Let's see if he gets through. Let's see what he's up to. Back over on that east side. Sacred site being neutralized. Taking down the outpost as well. He's got a single crossbowman that's on the sacred site. Up towards the north. Just being very annoying. And instead of having a hole in the wall, he's just going to make a hole in the wall, which is always a great option for you. 12 horsemen do it pretty damn quickly as well. The consequence of not stonewalling. We hear those sacred sites being neutralized, and he's going to make it through once again. Emergency outpost being thrown down. At the moment, Zerton is in the Yuan dynasty. Yuan dynasty. The Yuan dynasty. The Yuan. He's in the Yuan dynasty, mate. He's in the Yuan dynasty at the moment. So everything's going to be moving a little bit faster. I say a little bit, it's a lot faster. Fire Lancers move as fast as horsemen. Still that raid coming in on that backside. Villagers do make it through. Safety with the gold mine. Needs to re-wall, needs to get that stone wall up. Oh, you can see right there, the stone wall never came up. He had intentionally made a stone wall. This was here before. I remember seeing this, and it never clicked for me. But now it's clicking. And now I feel like Wham might be in trouble here. The way that Zerton's playing this, I mean, he's just out multitasking him right now. He's channeling his inner GUA. They keep going up on top of the farms. And he's looking really solid. Mangudai. Mangudai coming out. Veteran Mangudai. Slowly but steadily. The numbers climbing for Zerton, though. He's on 200 pop. Wham sitting at 136, and he's struggling. There's just non-stop floods of Chinese units into the Mongol base. He's trying his best to keep his head above water. But the Mangudai numbers are climbing. He's up to 13 Mangudai. He's got 13 more in queue. And has he found a way back in? Elite Mangudai still yet to come through. He's struggling with regard to his economy. Not a whole lot of gold. Traders out the wazoo. Oh, he had a market. This was his market the whole time. He already had a market. He never had to make one because he already had one. Oh, it's all coming together. It's all making sense. Why was he so late on the relics then? And now the landmark under attack towards the north. Wham down to 77 villagers. Starting to look a little bit scary here. Still the flight of Palace Guards into the base. He's doing such a great job just running them around all different angles. Wham trying his best. But now all of a sudden, Mangudai still looking pretty healthy here. He's up to 21 Mangudai, 13 in queue. No stone whatsoever, 65 stone. He's spending it all. Mangudai going to be going down. He's trying to find a way back in, but now those sacred sites are getting walled out by his enemy, Zerton. The Chinese player in the late game has managed to find a way back through. The consequence of not having those outposts with his siege push, he didn't have his trench fortified. And as a result, he got pushed back. Wham is holding on for dear life. About half the population of his opponent does have a mangonel mass. Palace Guards in the wood line. Never a good feeling when your wood line's going to be evacuated like this just to a handful of Palace Guards. But the consequence of having that Yuan dynasty, those extra fast Palace Guards, so they're just so good at doing that. They run around non-stop. You can see how quickly he's going through the outposts here as well. Fire Lancers. Oh my god, they're eating the Mangudai alive. The ultimate late game battle. The Fire Lancer versus the Mangudai. Well, we know who wins that one. And it ain't the Mangudai. Jeez Louise, did you see how quickly that damage came through? Looks like the Silver Tree's gone down over on that west side. Trebuchet is slowly sheltered down. And with that, the loss of the market going to be happening. The loss of the home trading post. Zerton really starting to pull ahead, but Mangudai numbers still building. He's on 25 at the moment. And now looking to clean up towards the north. Is there any way that he comes back into this? He's looking far behind. He's down to 66 villagers right here. Wham definitely struggling to keep that head above water, and the sacred victory is approaching. All the stone walls are in. How does he possibly hold this? It's a little way through. Keep going up in the middle. Oh my lord. This is not looking good for Wham. I think this Wham 01 might be going down to Wham 0 after this. Because I don't think he's going to be wanting anything. Fire Lancers circling the base at this point. Treb's beginning to work on that outpost, but it's not even going to need... They're not even going to need it. Fire Lancer's probably going to just one-shot it. Oh, but he's going in for the villagers. It's going to be a massacre if he hits. They jump inside the town center, heading towards all the outposts. Mangudai are in here. Still yet to get the elite upgrade, but instead going to be going for incendiary arrows. It's going to help him a bit. But is it going to be enough? He's up to 36 Mangudai. He's trying to find a way back into the game. He thinks Mangudai's could be it. But now he spots Fire Lancers in the wood line once again. He heads back over here. You can see he's got that YAM network buffing up the movement speed a little bit faster. Same speed, these two units. Never mind, that one's charging. 1.87 versus 1.87. And Sacred Victory continues to approach. 9 minutes to go. Zerton applying the pressure, just hitting non-stop, just rallying to all edges of the base. Units upon units upon units. Just a random trebuchet over on the western flank. Traders walled out. But the villagers safe in the north of the map. He may have a way back into it. Two town centers still. Bombard going to be coming out, working its magic. He's got double sprinkled here. But he might have bigger issues than that. Look at the Fire Lancers overwhelming the Mongol base. I don't think I've ever seen this style of Chinese before. It is a no-siege Chinese style. He's just completely conceded siege. And I don't know where that bombard went, but you can see why you've got to concede siege. It just doesn't work otherwise. Insufficient wood. White Stupa going down. Landmark victory might be approaching here. We've lost one landmark over on the west side. Landmark number 2 is burning. Landmark number 3 is less than half health. Now the Fire Lancer numbers. Still building, but the Mangudai on a terrible spot. He's got Bombards out now. He can begin working on this. Maybe looking to deny sacred sites. Outpost gets denied immediately. The issue he's going to have is the Mangudai want to run away. The Bombards need protection. And unfortunately, we don't want to have any babies today. So we're going to need something out here. But it makes me scared. It makes me scared for these big, thick, girthy Bombards. Firing everything that they can towards the Chinese base. But it's only a matter of time before the flanks happen. I can just see it. I can feel it. The Chinese gunpowder. Fire Lancers. Hand Cannoneers, and of course, a final flanking force around the north of the map. Could this be it? Is this what he's looking for? Is he going for landmarks? Does he even need to? The sacred site's ticking. He comes in from the south side. Mangudai looking to try and chase it away. Still no elite Mangudai. Why do you not upgrade your units, Wham? Why do you do this? And he focuses the Step Redoubt. He's going for the landmark snipes here. Step Redoubt going to be under attack. It's going to be going down. He's got the White Stupa in the back of the base. Still pretty high health. Landmark does go down. Fire Lancers slowly being eliminated. 2 out of 4 on that landmark victory that is approaching quickly. And he's focusing just down the landmarks. You can see the next one, the town center. It's going to be going down as well. There's no way for him to defend this. He knows where the White Stupa is. Sacred victory approaching, and you can't help but feel at this point in the game, sure, the scores might be close. But I don't feel there's any way that Wham's winning this one. He's down so far in the villager pop, but he's actually got a pretty close military pop at the moment. Military pop, not crazy difference between these two. And he's got 15 siege as well. And a lot of these units, these are Mangudai. High cost units, and finally elite Mangudai coming through. Can't help but feel it's a little bit late. Khan is out here. Always going to be able to pop those arrows, move a little bit faster, fire a few more arrows himself, and good game gets called. Wham just says, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. You're in too good of a position. You've got the sacred sites. You're killing my landmarks. I'm tapping out. And Wham taps out. A valiant effort from Wham. But unfortunately today was not his day. Fellas, check out these creators. I'll leave a link in the description, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching.